The Property Lane.
Brought to you by
Hello.
Yes, mwami mukasa.
Mutyaneyo.
Yono broka.
Yenze broka wa mayumba.
Bangambye ne nyumba za mwenungiko.
Kituufu. Oyagala abisenge bimeka?
Nga bisatu.
Ebbeeyi bagigambye?
Bangambye saataano.
Nedda ssebo eno zaali nnyamuuko.
Lwaki?
Anti langi gye tusiigisa ya mulembe. Kati ne value y'ekitundu yalinnya.
Musiigisa ki?
Global Paints.
Mutya.
Ku siiringi tukozesa Global Mat. Ate munda ne tukozesa Global Silk Vinyl.
Singa kwetaga wabweru.
Wabweru tukozesa Global Weather Coat Emulsion.
Kusiiga gye musiiga. Ogwo omutindo ogusasulira essente zonna.
Guli wumite.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Welcome to the Property Lane, where it's everything real estate. My name is Catherine Nanteza and I'm your host tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Property Lane is brought to you by Global Paints, and guess what? We continue the conversation on paints. For those who were following us last week, we did something on paint with a very beautiful guest, none other than MURUNGI.
Hello everybody, my name is MURUNGI, and I'm the founder and CEO of Ray Paints and Coatings, and we're here to talk everything paint. We're here to understand what we need for paint and our buildings, whether it's damping, whether it's the health risks. So we are here to uncover and unpack all that.
Thank you, MURUNGI. Last time we were talking, and due to time had to cut it a little bit short, prematurely. We were still talking about preparing for paint, and you had told us about the undercoat and silk. What was it?
Skin coat.
Could you start from there?
Right. We had talked about how we get a building from plastered to a building that's ready to be moved into, and we had talked about the wall preparation from the skimming that is mixed with water, and then we sand it and we apply the undercoat, and after that we apply the paint choice of the client. It could be a matte emulsion, could be a vinyl seal, could be a stucco.
I've heard of oil and water, and when does that come in? So could you take us through the types of paint?
Okay, we have two types of paints. We have the wall type, the water-based, and we have the oil-based. That simply means that you mix it with water if it is water-based.
Okay.
And that means it's an emulsion paint. So normally you mix 4 parts of water, 4 parts of paint and 1 part of water. So for 1 liter, that means you add 1/4 liter of water if it's water-based. But depending on the directions for use on that container. Then when it is the oil-based paint, normally that is the paint we use for the fabrications and the metals.
Like aluminium and steel and stuff like
and
that.
The doors. So that oil-based is for those products because water leads to rust for them.
Okay.
So usually they are mixed with a petroleum. Okay. And then the application is with sometimes a spray gun, sometimes with a brush, but it's usually the simple part. It applies, it's the same thing applies to furniture. Yes, because water and furniture plus metal, they just don't go well naturally. Yes, so they also have their own mechanisms of production. We have not yet started making them, but by December we shall have that going. Right now they are still under testing. Okay. Because we do not put out a product that we've not tested and walk the journey of how we can improve it with our chemists.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're saying you can spray it. Is that done on site? Yes. For the steel, the aluminium and the metallic bits?
Yes, it is done on site depending on the agreement with the client and the fabricator. Sometimes they bring them when they are fully painted. Okay. Sometimes because of this it would make them a big mess. So they bring them with just the normal red oxide painting applied.
Like what we see now, eh?
Yes. Okay. What we see now, and then after we've done the wall preparation, that is what we do next. So that by the time we put in the tile, the painting will not affect the tiles, the small dots of the paint upon spraying. Yes.
What inspires the choice to use water or oil?
It is where you're applying it.
Okay.
Yes.
And then I heard of matte
Emulsion.
Matte emulsion.
Yes.
Is that the paint that is like the matte lipstick?
No, it is not.
Yeah.
The matte emulsion is just an affordable option that is not washable in nature.
Ah.
The vinyl silk, I have some clients who own schools because of the high human traffic, hospitals, they choose the washable option. Because they know children are touching the place, they know they need to clean them with bleach in case blood splashes, spills on the walls. So you find you have to meet your client with their pocket. So someone may not be able to afford the silk because it's more premium than the matte emulsion, right? So you give them the matte emulsion. The challenge with the matte emulsion is that is what brings about renovations every year for a school or a hospital. You find that at the end of the third term, every December they have a painting bill.
Isn't that more costly?
It is, however, some people choose to do that because the parents pay for that, and they also earn from these small services that are needed to maintain the school. So those that choose to have vinyl silk, sometimes they tell the children to just clean the walls
at the end of the term.
Yes. So it depends. You always have to meet the client where they are financially, because we come at the tip of the construction project and clients are frustrated. They have spent more than they thought on the beams, on the foundation.
So you're the one they are discounting.
Yes. So if you have to give something that is professional and something worth the value of their money, you tell them, let's go with this option. When you get the money, maybe we shall come back and do a renovation of a silk, a vinyl silk, which is washable. Yes.
Now, talking about vinyl silk maintenance, especially inside the house, and even on the outside, which paint is best? So you don't have to maintain all the time. And then, can I use the inside paint out, or there are different kinds?
There are different types. We have both the exterior and the interior, but we can focus on interior as a whole, because that is what we've fully discussed so far. Yes. So for the interior paints, we focus on, firstly, someone's budget, financial input, and we focus on what do you want to achieve. When you walk into your child's room, when you walk into your bedroom, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel rich? Do you want the room to look big? Because now you find there are some homes that have a game room. Right?
A theater.
Yes.
A disco.
Yes. So because there are different rooms in a home, you have to pick out what will look good. A burnt red will look better for a reading room, for people that like to interact with nature, that have plants in their homes. You'll find, because the plants already are taking up some space, you'll give them like a cream so that the cream blends with the green of the plants. So you sort of walk that personal journey that I talked about in the other episode, that we get to understand your needs. We come up with something, we use the AI tools to give you an impression of how it will look like. Photos of the different rooms, and we know the different needs. So we have some AI tools, we put in the photos and we put in the color codes of.
So you also give some sort of 3D before the actual painting?
Yes, we give them, this is how it will look like if we go with this color. So they get to choose, and we customize for them. And we have a showroom in Chanja where they get to pick. So they confirm. They confirm these colors before actual production. Yes.
So which paint or colors, now talking colors, which colors work best for like kids' rooms, for kitchen, for restaurants? Could you take us through that?
I could. When it comes to paint is so subjective. I want us to start with that. Paint is so subjective that everyone's opinion is so loud, and they want it to be recognized, they want it to be validated. So what I will deem as what I want, a child who likes Spider-Man will want red and blue. Considered to a child who wants Ben 10, which is green and also black. Right? So we have to have that emotional conversation, that vulnerable conversation.
With the kids also?
if at all that parents are including the kids in the process, that is normally for the renovations mostly.
Okay.
Yes, because you've already found something and you're saying, I don't like it. So we walk that journey. We understand to you, when it comes to your personal opinion, this is your house. What colors do you want? Because this color chart is so broad. So we get to break down this into at least 3 or 4.
Okay.
And then when we are making the samples, we make the samples either a lighter, a darker version, and that version itself in that particular color. Tell us which one we should go with.
Okay.
Because paint is so subjective, people's opinions are so subjective, and you have to validate them because everyone wants a particular feel. They will walk into another house and say, I don't like how that place looks like. But the owner of the house is saying, this is the best thing. So because it's subjective, it's a bit hard to say this is the color that everyone should go with. However, there are some standard colors, let's say like a cream, a brilliant white, and we have a silver birch.
I even see midnight.
Yes, we have a silver birch. Those are colors.
Blossom.
Yes, those are the common colors that make rooms stand out and seem bright.
Okay.
So sometimes when someone does not know what they want, we give you recommendations, then we sort of play with it. If it means us painting a sample wall, we do that because now it doesn't take a lot, provided that the client pays for these samples. If they are willing to invest in it, and we have clients who say,
we are Ugandans. You know, Ugandans, we believe by seeing. Dear viewers, we are going to take a very short, quick break. And when we come back, we'll be talking about how to work with other professionals. We'll be talking about maintenance and also wall damp. See you shortly.
The Property Lane. Brought to you by...
Alo.
Nsebo mwami mukasa.
Mutyaneyo.
Yono broka.
Yenze broka wa mayumba.
Bangambye ne nyumba za mwenungiko.
Kituufu. Oyagala abisenge bimeka?
Nga 3.
Ebbeeyi bagigambye?
Abangambye 5.
Nedda ssebo eno zaali nnyamuuko.
Lwaki?
Anti langi gye tusiigisa ya mulembe. Kati ne value y'ekitundu yalinnya.
Musiigisa ki?
Global Paints.
Mutya.
Ku siiringi tukozesa Global Mat. Ate munda ne tukozesa Global Silk Vinyl.
Singa kwetaga
wabweru tukozesa Global Weather Coat Emulsion.
Kusiiga gye musiiga. Ogwo omutindo ogusasulira essente zonna.
Guli wumite.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Welcome back from that very brief break. Dear viewers, I hope you're enjoying the show like I am. I'm learning so much about paint. Murungi, how do we maintain paint inside?
How do we maintain paint inside? If you buy the washable paint, because now we are speaking about the final paint, right?
Yeah.
If you have children, that is a very difficult question to answer.
I know.
Because they are going to play with dirt and mud, and they put it all over the walls. And
even the maids, you are not talking about just children.
Normally the maids, the house managers, I've learned to use that lately. The house managers are taught how to clean the paint off. You have to use a microfiber towel and you wipe off on that
microfiber.
wall.
Yeah, complicating towels. No, it's a microfiber towel.
That is a conversation.
Is it the one that doesn't dry?
It's the one that doesn't leave
threads.
Specks. Yes. Just like the one they use at washing bays.
Okay.
Yes. Sometimes using the microfiber towels to wipe off helps to maintain the wall, because it's like washing a shirt each and every day. The more you wash it, the more it fades. So we need to keep that in mind, that naturally the more you keep rubbing on something, the more it fades. Not primarily that it's bad, but because the frequency at which you're doing it is a lot. If you're doing that every day, chances are higher paint that would have lasted 10 years is going to last
3.
3 is a small, maybe 5. I could say like 5, but remember, it's always advisable to renovate every 5 to 10 years, between 5 and 10 years, depending on the condition of the walls. We always recommend people to renovate.
Okay.
Yes.
And outside?
For outside, it depends. Outside walls interact with nature more than the ones inside.
Yeah, it rains, we have dust, we have
sun.
Sun.
Yes. So for outside, most times people use cleaning companies to use the spray guns to remove the dust and remove everything in between. But you find, depending on how someone's exterior looks like, someone that has tall trees is going to put in more effort because of the moisture from the trees interacting with the walls. Yes, so it depends on how personal it is. When it comes to paint, every house is different. Every project, it's a new world. Personal. Yes, it's a new, every job is...
I know what to do.
It's a bit hard to generalize it, but the person has to take caution because the paints outside have reservations. There are some additives we add in so that the paint is held together for a longer time compared to the ones inside. Let's say for the paste and the weather guard, because those are the paints for outside. So you'll find that because...
I've seen paint that looks like sand. Is it paint?
That is paste. It is paint, but it is in the texture paste family. We also make those.
Do they last longer?
They do.
Okay.
They all last long, depending on the quality. People just go for a cheaper quality because they are trying to maybe sell off the house. So
can I have paint that looks like bricks?
Paint that looks
that's wallpaper?
Paint that looks like bricks.
Like as if I used wallpaper, especially on the outside.
Normally, that is something that's not in the paint space. People will use bricks and then we just apply like a varnish to maintain them. So
there's no paint for that.
There is a paint. There is a paint for that.
Okay.
It's like colorless in nature. Yes.
Okay. In this line of painting, how do you work with other professionals, and which professionals do you work with?
We work closely with the interior designer. If the client has a 3D impression, we work closely with the architect. Okay. We work closely with the engineer. We work closely with the foremen. Those are the real guys on the ground.
Okay.
So we work with the people that do the roofing and the plumbing because they feed into our job directly. They sort of give us a feel of this is how the lighting is going to be done. So you need to feel the ceilings like this because when you look up, there was some work done on it. So we worked with the engineer to feel the ceiling with the skim coat.
Okay.
Yes, so we work with the engineer, the architect, closely with the foreman because he's the one on ground. We work with the plumber, as well as the roofing contractor.
Wall damp. I saw you last time you mentioned something about it, the bubbles coming out. What causes wall damp?
Wall damp is created by, first of all, moisture in the walls.
Okay.
Wall damp, this is something related to water. That means that you need to add a waterproofing.
Is it only for houses built in wetland?
No, it's for generally all houses.
Okay. You know, most people think it's only...
Considering that is something that falls in the docket of the engineer to sort of have this information firsthand. And if they've not done it, we sort of charge for us to do the waterproofing afresh.
Okay.
Yes, so wall damp is something that has a lot to do with water. That is why you find you will not paint a house in Entebbe the same way you'll paint a house in Chanja.
Okay.
Because we know that the wall damp is a bit on a high end in Entebbe. Let's say in Seguku, near the lake, than a place that is not in a wetland. So most times you work closely with the engineer that what is the solution you've given the client when it comes to this? Okay. How have you addressed this issue before we go ahead to paint?
So what if I'm already, I was going to use the word, what if I'm already in that ditch, my walls are popping?
Yes.
What happens? Can you have a solution for me? I mean, I've brought you in at renovation stage as Ray Paints, and I need your help and to address the issue of my walls, which are already damp and popping.
Okay. Normally, when there is that problem, usually there are molds showing, right?
Okay.
So that means we have to consider the house as if it's new. We have to skim to remove that mold.
Like
Yes.
Scrap off everything.
Yes, we scrap off the mold because usually the mold has already spoiled the paint that is on the wall.
Okay.
So, and when you're applying paint, you cannot apply just on one wall. That means we are considering it like a new site. We have to scrape off the mold and the things that are peeling, because you'll find...
Is that for one particular house that is peeling or the entire house?
For the place that's peeling.
Okay.
And then we go back to the conversation, roofing, drainage. We address those issues and automatically it feeds into the wall damping.
Okay.
So we consider it as a new room, in other words. So we skim it, we undercoat it, and then we apply the final paint of the client's choice.
As we come to the end of the show, Murungi, yes. Why should we use Ray paints? And before you answer that, health and paint. We've seen people complaining that maybe this, I don't know if it's the paint or the wall, but you find that people are getting affected by the house.
Yes.
They're developing sinuses they didn't have, or developing some reactions to the house. And in some places, people have had to leave the house. What causes that?
Poor planning, again.
Okay.
It's poor planning. That is why we have to get on board at the site.
Okay.
If these questions are addressed, you will not have to worry about it ever again. Yes. And then when it comes to health, sometimes some people, because they are trying to give you what you can afford, they will cut out the important things in the mixing of the paint.
Okay.
And this is a lead, this is a product with some lead properties. So you'll find someone that is supposed to put in a preservative of this quantity is reducing that preservative because you will not see it with
because
your
they want to make
eyes.
It cheap.
Yes. So it goes back to the production.
Of the paint?
Yes, it goes back to the production. Some people, because they know that this client wants something on a budget, the 20,000 I would have used to buy this and make the product better, I'm going to remove it and it stays in my pocket because that's what the client wants anyway. And most times you find these people that want the very cheap products, that where there is compromise of quality, you're supposed to have it in mind that I need to paint again with something better. But now the difference is they don't even bother for a long time.
Okay.
So it brings about those health issues. But most times the biggest health issues have to do with the mold.
Okay.
You find that a child that is a toddler will see a wall that's peeling and they'll want to play more with it and they start eating.
Oh.
Yes. So that is how the health issues arise.
Thank you so much, Murungi. As we come to the end of the show, please, what can I say? Tell us your parting shots.
My parting shots, you asked me why should people buy from us?
Yeah.
They are not just supporting a brand. We are bringing people with us. We skill. We realize that there is a very big gap in paint, and the painters, you'll give a good quality product, nothing to show for your work. So every time someone gives us a job, they should know that they're empowering new people. We always have some interns on the site. Sometimes these are school dropouts. These are people who have studied at university and they don't have a job, but they need something to keep them going. They're not just supporting us. They're supporting the families. They're putting food on the table for these other people.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I think I'm convinced about that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the show. I hope you learned about paint, and I hope you look out for Ray Paints and support them and see what they're doing. Otherwise, from Catherine and my guest and my crew, see you next time.
The Property Lane. Brought to you by...
Alo.
Ensebo mwami mukasa.
Mutyaneyo.
Yono broka.
Yenze broka wa mayumba.
Bangambye ne nyumba za mwenungiko.
Kituufu. Oyagala bisenge bimeka?
Nga bisatu.
Ebbeeyi bagigambye?
Bangambye saa 5.
Nedda ssebo eno zaali nnyamuuko.
Lwaki?
Anti langi gye tusiigisa ya mulembe. Anti ne value y'ekitundu yalinnya.
Musiigisa ki?
Global Paints.
Mutya.
Ku siiringi tukozesa Global Mat. Ate munda ne tukozesa Global Silk Vinyl.
Singa kwetaga wabweru.
Wabweru tukozesa Global Weather Coat Emulsion.
Kusiiga gye musiiga. Ogwo omutindo ogusasulira essente zonna.
Guli wumite.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
The Property Lane.